Wow, my goodness. Wasn't that a great introduction, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Thank you, Janet. That was a beautiful introduction. A lot better than the one that I got last week. Paul, you'll get a kick out of this. Last week, I was invited to my granddaughter's third grade class, and because she got me to come in to speak, she had the privilege of introducing me. And the introduction went like this. This is my grandpa. He's 75. And he's still alive. And that was my introduction. And I can't tell you how happy I was about that last part. You know about being alive? Happy about that. Tell you what else I'm happy about. I'm happy about the privilege of being at Division F and having the opportunity to share one of my favorite messages to all of you, the positive power of doing. Now, I'm not too happy about the fact that Kathy's going to be evaluating this speech. Now, I didn't ask her to evaluate it, but she will evaluate it. So, Janet's only given me 30 minutes to talk to all of you today about the positive power of doing. So I'm going to have to jump into the deep end of my message. And I think the best way that I can get into my message is to simply say to all of you, what the mind can conceive, you can achieve. You've heard that, haven't you? You've heard that? And haven't you heard them say, why, you know these positive thinking speakers, haven't you heard them say, why, if you would just think big, you would be big. You've heard that one too, huh? You've heard it? And what do they call all that stuff? Don't they call it the power of positive thinking? You know what they call it? Well, Madam Governor, ladies and gentlemen, I suspect everyone in this room has heard those affirmations before. I mean, how could we help but hear it? I bet you notice the same thing that I have. Haven't you noticed that you can't hardly pick up a book, a cassette tape, a CD, or go to a seminar anymore without hearing, seeing, and or reading something about this positive thinking stuff? And I don't know about all of you, but I am sick and tired of it. Sick and tired. I believe that if I have another speaker tell me that all you got to do is think it's so and it'll be so, all you got to do is think you're going to be a good leader and you'll be a good leader. All you got to do is think you're successful and you'll be successful. I believe that if another speaker tells me that, I'm going to scream. You see, I've come to that age in life now where I understand and realize and now know that many of these positive thinking speakers, many of these positive thinking writers have sold us a bill of goods. They have taken us down Primrose Lane. Truth is, they have lied to all of us. And the problem with this lie is there's been millions of people across the length and breadth of this nation who bought into this lie. And by buying into it, it's had a detrimental effect on their careers, on their lives, on their Toastmaster involvement, on their leadership. It has a detrimental effect on it. Now let me give you a quick example of someone who bought into the lie. Paul, there was a fellow back in my hometown of Nashville, Tennessee. A fellow by the name of Calvin Lee Rose. And Calvin Lee Rose had bought into the lie. Oh, he'd attended all the seminars, read all the books, listened to all the CDs. He was a positive thinker. So Calvin Lee Rose decided he was going to run for political office there in Nashville. So he did exactly what every politician does back there. The first thing they want to do is go down to the county courthouse and pick themselves up a voter registration list. So positive thinking Calvin Lee Rose drives down to the courthouse. He goes in, picks up that voter registration list, comes back, gets into his car, and he puts that voter registration list up above the sun visor. Up above the sun visor, and he sets out to go out and knock on people's doors and ask for people's votes. Positive thinking Calvin Lee Rose walked up to this one door and he said, "Good morning, ma'am. My name is Calvin Lee Rose, and I'm running for assistant deputy dog catcher in this here town. And I surely would appreciate your vote." She said, "Calvin Lee Rose, I know you and I know your whole blame family. None of you's any good." She said, "I happen to know you've been divorced 4 times. You play with pasteboard playing cards. You drink whiskey until the wee hours of the morning." She said, "Why, I wouldn't vote for you if you were the last person on earth." She said, "Well, if the buzzards were circling your dead body, I wouldn't shoe them." And she said, "Now, if you don't get off my property right this instant, I'm going to get my husband's 16 gauge and fill your rear end full of salt." Undaunted, positive thinking Calvin Lee Rose said, "Thank you, ma'am." And he went back got into his car, pulled that voter registration list from above the sun visor, scaled down that list of names, came to her name, held the place with his thumb, reached behind his ear, got his pencil. He wet it. And out beside her name, he wrote, maybe. Can you believe it? Now let me ask all of you, be honest, how many of you in your wildest dreams believe that woman